Hi, I'm Daz. I'm in a different location today. I'm actually in my Radio Shack. I just thought I'd try a bit of test footage in here. Somewhere different to try filming. The light level is quite low. The windows, the curtains are fully open. Just let natural light in, but even so I fear the light is a bit low, so the ISO might be a bit high on the camera. So I'll be interested to see how grainy it actually looks. Anyway, thanks very much to those who subscribed to my channel. I notice I've got over 100 subscribers now, so thank you very much. There's not much point in me making videos if nobody's watching them, so thanks again for that. I've been out to a radio rally today. Radio rallies, same sort of thing as a ham fest in the US. It's, how would I describe it? It's usually a car boot sale outside where people bring their various bits of amateur radio equipment, but there's a lot more than that. There's a lot of electronics and surplus equipment you can find. There's also a bring and buy usually. Sometimes there's an indoor part as well with some further stalls. Anyway, quite often I find all sorts of odd things turn up at radio rallies. And that's quite often some of the stuff that I actually you see me restore on my bench. Anyway, I'll just do some quick footage of some stuff I've bought today, and then we'll just see how I can edit how well this video edits up. Okay, item number one. This is a Pi 1623 music centre. There's only the music centre here. There's normally a pair of loudspeakers with it. These become popular in the 70s to replace radiograms. Obviously a lot less bulky than a radiogram, plus by having separate speakers you could get it further apart and get a better stereo image than you could with a pair of fixed speakers in a radiogram. I think this one dates to about 1977. You've got your glass lid, or plastic lid should I say. Unfortunately this one's not broken, although it's fairly scratched. You get your turntable, your tape recorder, and your wireless or radio, which is stereo. They're all stereo, and the amplifier is integrated inside. And the idea was this was a low-cost way of getting a effectively like a separate system, but all combined in one. And as I said, they were very popular in the 70s and early 80s. I found this underneath a table at the sale and paid just £2 for it. Everything looks more or less complete, although I've noticed the eject does not function on the cassette player. I haven't powered it up yet, but I look forward to having a play with this and see if we can get it up and running. Another couple of items I've picked up, a pair of cassette decks. I paid £2 for these pair. They're a bit rough, the head's a little bit worn but not too bad. But this is an example of 1970s cassette deck at the bottom, and this one looks like it was made perhaps the early 80s. It's got logic control. I'll have to decide whether these are worth doing up or to use them for parts. With the current situation with parts, sometimes it's just easier to try and get parts by buying cosmetically bad cassette decks and trying to do them up, and that's what I'm done here. So those cassette decks anyway. Another little item I found at the radio rally was a little dictaphone, and let's see how well this focuses. It's a little Sony dictaphone. I would imagine that's from the 90s, looking at the styling. It's got a counter. Let's see if I can, another test here is, can I zoom in remotely? Oh yeah, that's not too bad. There we go. Yeah, so it's got a counter, and trying to look at the monitor and this at the same time is really difficult. Volume control, it's got a voice activated record feature. There's an earphone socket, a power supply socket, and an external microphone. I paid a couple of pounds for it. We're about to get to work, I don't know. There's also this interesting cue marker, so I wonder if that puts a tone on the tape when you're recording. Those who've watched some of the other videos on my channel probably saw that I come back with some bargain. I don't know if I published that one, but there were some bargain packs at Mappling when it was closing. Anyway, at the radio rally today I had a bit of a laugh and I just couldn't resist it. they had some really gigantic bags for 50p. And I just couldn't resist buying one. I shall probably end up throwing most of the stuff away that comes in it, but let's empty it and see what we've got. Okay, let's see what we've got. Well, I seem to have a bit of 10 tech equipment. Looks like some accessories. Digital multimeter. Some RG59. Loudspeaker. Another loudspeaker, but a bit worse for wear. A 15 volt 1.2 amp DC power supply, that must be useful. I have no idea, is it out of a computer? 2 glass break alarms. Looks like a TV aerial plug of RG58 and PL259. A Matsui 3V receiver, that's for terrestrial television. Oh, a DIN lead, but it's not 5-pin the looks of it. Some assorted cable. A circuit board, looks like it was a 2-way radio. Looks like bits of Nokia phone. Another DIN plug and some other assorted jack leads. An LNB. Okay. Some assorted, oh, it's a transformer and a bit of enamelled wire. Another loudspeaker. A smoothing condenser. Another rather mangled speaker. What else have we got? Switch spur. Another speaker. Some strange connector. An adapter of some sort. Some more TV aerial plugs and leads. What else have we got? Transformer. Another speaker. That's a thermometer. Is that an oven thermometer? Oh, look, it wiggles. You move it. What else have we got? Oh, another speaker. Oh, I think that's one of those caravan sockets, isn't it? Yeah, would you say so? Yeah, I'd say so. What else have we got? And a few more speakers. Well, there we go. That's the most biggest goodie bag I've ever opened. So, is any of this stuff any good? We never know. Some of it might be useful. Is there anything else laying in the bottom of the box? Oh, looks like a thing from a Christmas card, I think. So, yeah, it says the battery on my camcorder is dead. Oh dear. Anyway, so there we go. I'll sort through this stuff and see how we get on. Well, just sorting through what I might keep. LNB can always be useful for microwave transistors. This lead looks useful. It's a 4-pin radio plug and 5-pin DIN. I wonder if that was a TNC lead for a radio. I didn't spot this to start with. There's a car radio aerial. Yeah, it's got the plug there. So that's always useful if you want to do up car radios or something. The meter sort of seems to be working, but I'll have to check that out. Set-top box says it supports 8K. the terrestrial here was changed from 2 to 8K, and a lot of the receivers don't work because they don't support 8K. I think the power supply would be useful, linear power supply, jack socket, ferrite, yeah, that would be useful, but I think the rest really is not worth keeping. But have I got 50p's worth? Yeah, of course I have. Of course I have. Anyway, that's enough of me gabbling on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you further down the pencil, as one of my radio ham friends says.